Hello and welcome everyone to the full moon in Sidereal Scorpio releasing practice. I'm Phaedra. I'm the astrologer and artist of Mystick, Physick, Astrology, and I use Western Sidereal Astrology in my practice to help you kind of reconnect with the whole reason why you came to begin with, reconnect with your soul purpose. We're starting a few minutes late. Sorry, I'm still laughing because you get everything set up and then you think you'll make one final adjustment and then throw everything out of whack. My aim with the broadcast really is to provide guidance for you on how you can consciously use the energy of the transiting planets to really affect your life in a positive way. And so with the full moons, this is, just the same way that the new moon is a time for conception, right? The full moon is a time for kind of giving birth to something. And so often this is something that was conceived or that you began either at the new moon 2 weeks prior or at the previous new moon in the same sign 6 months earlier. And so the full moons are really a great time to let go of beliefs, behaviors, attitudes, habits, things that just don't serve you any longer and that might be preventing you from achieving what you really want. And so in this video, in the full moon, guided full moon releasing practice, we'll walk through the practice of kind of identifying what it is we want to move past. We'll write down on a piece of paper what that is, and then finally we'll either burn or tear up those old energetic patterns, right, which allows us to kind of make room for something fresh and for something new to take its place. And so welcome to the broadcast. Specifically tonight, so we're working with the full moon in Sidereal Scorpio. Actually happens to be in tropical Scorpio too. It's one of the rare times when the tropical and sidereal zodiac will line up at the newer full moon. But I'll be guiding you through exploring how you can use this particular full moon in Scorpio to let go of grudges, to kind of release emotional junk or stagnant emotional energy that might be keeping you stuck, and kind of looking at ways you can break through fear of vulnerability. And the idea behind this is to kind of uncover ways that you can tap into metamorphosis and change in your own life. And so grab a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper because we're going to be writing down what it is we want to let go of. You'll want your sidereal natal chart handy, or at least to know your sidereal rising sign. And we're going to use this full moon to let go of things that just aren't serving us any longer. If you need to look up your sidereal sign placements, I have a link right here to the online calculator. And I need to pull up the broadcast in my browser anyway. So let me do that. That way, if anyone has questions or comments about what we're doing this evening, I'll be able to find your comments more easily. But here's the online calculator if you need to look up your sidereal placements. With the guided practice, I really encourage you to use your sidereal rising sign, and then this aligns with your natal blueprint. You'll be working with the house that Scorpio falls in your sidereal natal chart. But one thing to keep in mind with the lunar practices is you can do them for your sun sign too. And that way you kind of get, double the benefit, double the work out of any new or full moon if you want to do it once for each sign. But there we go. Hi, Williams. Good to see you on. And 𝘄𝐿. So this full moon is Scorpio. So what we'll do, while I bump the camera by kicking my desk, what we'll do is kind of take this in 3 stages. The first part, I want to talk a little bit more specifically about this full moon, so that you can understand what's going on astrologically right now and how you might be able to work with that. In part 2 of our broadcast, I will go through each rising sign and talk about what house this is falling in for you and the themes of that house. And that way, if you want to work specifically with that house and those themes, hi, Rosalind, it's good to have you on. You'll be able to do that. We'll do that in part 2. And then in the third part of the broadcast, what we'll do is we'll explore the Scorpio archetype in more depth. We'll look at themes of Scorpio, and I will go through some specific prompts that you can work with to guide your releasing practice tonight as we enjoy the full moon, which of course the full moon is tomorrow. We're doing this just a day ahead in Mountain Daylight Time, which is my time zone, so that I can get the broadcast out to the YouTube channel in time for folks who might be watching from other parts of the world. So if you're catching the replay, your comments are welcome. If you're joining us late, your comments and questions are welcome. But let's get started with a closer look at this particular full moon, which is May 18th. In the May overview, I talked about how it carried the potential to transform our understanding of events or of circumstances in the area of life represented by Scorpio in your natal chart. So whatever that is for you, that particular area of life, you may come to a new understanding about it. Okay. Power dynamics can be going through change right now as well. And that could have the effect of altering the flow of communication around you. So keep an eye on those dynamics as we move through this full moon. Another thing to keep in mind is that meetings or discussions, conversations that you have with someone could bear unexpected fruit. You might learn new and surprising things, or come to appreciate something new kind of unexpectedly. And so also today, Mercury is moving into Taurus. And so this is a time when you can spend a little bit of energy, maybe in conjunction with your full moon practice, kind of considering what's really important to you in this area of life that Scorpio rules. What is your real priority? What value can making a change or letting go of something that you've been just holding on to a little bit too long, how can that serve you if you're willing to do that? So maybe spend a little bit of time while we work through the prompts later on to take that into consideration as well. Rethink what's important, rethink your priorities, and maybe have a look at if some new values might serve you a little bit better. Okay, so for part 2, what we'll do here is we'll move into a discussion about which house this is falling in for each of you by rising sign.